Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to F1 TS Hub, Pinnacle tier, for round 2 from Silverstone. And joining me in the commentary box tonight is JP.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Happy to be here. Apologies for not being here last week, but I'm here now and looking forward to the race tonight.
Yeah, it should be an exciting session for sure. Drivers heading out onto the circuit now. Super soft tyres fitted to all at the moment by the look of it, and yeah, it's quite a tricky lap here, I find, to hook up a lap. What do you think?
Yeah, it is a very tricky track. One of the longest circuits on the calendar. I think it's on Spa, but maybe possibly longer. But yeah, I'm trying to name I forgot the name of the corners now. But the S section before the Hangar Straight.
Definitely Maggots and Beckett's.
Yes, yeah, the name just escaped me there for a second. But yeah, if you get those right, it makes an epic lap. But if you get them wrong, yeah, you're in a world of trouble.
Yeah, you just definitely need full-on commitment, but it's very, very easy to overcook it through that section and just ruin your lap. And you've hooked up all those corners before it as well. 18 turns on the lap here, I believe. So it's pretty tricky to hook them all up. And yeah, it's easy to just throw it all away by overdriving the car. So it looks like we've got almost all the drivers out on the circuit now. We're currently on board with Wommet in the McLaren, who of course finished third last time out at Austria. He had a few little incidents, but he had good pace, and I think he'll definitely be one to watch here. So we'll ride on board with him as he goes about to start his flying lap. And
yeah, so coming up. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, just to say, exits that tricky corner there. Traction is crucial onto the straight, and then huge commitment into turn 1. Super high speed, trying to take just the right amount of curve, and set off his lap pretty well by the look of it. So yeah, job done so far. Neat and tidy. I think it's crucial here for the drivers to get a banker lap in as well. Not overdrive the car in the first lap, get a good time on the board, and then build on that then towards the end of the session.
Yeah, so the 12-minute session, generally drivers are going to have 2 runs at it. So yeah, but it's important to get a banker in that first and then try and nail it on your second run.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it is crucial. We saw last time out at Austria, I know you weren't with us, but a few drivers overcooked it on their first body runs. I think they actually had their DNF as well, almost immediately as the session began. So drivers a bit eager to get their time on the board there, first time out of round 1 as well. So let's hope the drivers can keep it on the circuit here and deliver us some good lap times.
Yeah, definitely. You've got to keep your nerve in on this track especially. It's dry at the minute, but when the rain comes, if it comes in the qualifying session, it doesn't look like it at the minute, but if it does come, well, it makes it even more important to get a lap in now. It is overcast, but obviously we haven't got any weather reports at the minute.
Yeah, I'm not sure on what the weather's going to be, but it is pretty cloudy, like you say, but that's pretty normal, I guess, for Silverstone. So nothing too surprising about that. And yeah, Ali Diaz there immediately sets the quickest time of the session so far with a 27.5, half a second ahead of the McLaren driver.
Yeah, so Ali Diaz, I believe, was last week's winner, and anyone who's joining the Esports team is going to be quick anyway. But yeah, setting the early pace there. Bookster goes in 3rd place.
Yeah, I think he's another one to watch. He finished runner-up last time out. So yeah, those podium finishing drivers from Austria are already setting their times on the table there with 1st, 3rd and 4th at the moment.
Yeah, I think 1:27.5 is a decent time. You probably want to get a couple of attempts lower than that if you can. But yeah, a decent marker for the time being. As of Coppers, as I was on the board there, goes into P7. Still 2 drivers not to make it out on the grid so far, and the 9, I hope I pronounced that right, and Matt FNG. Not sure what the strategy is going to be, but playing it conservative for the time being.
Yeah, a bit
as we're
surprising.
halfway through the session.
Yeah, it's a bit surprising. As you mentioned, they haven't been out and set a time yet. It's quite a long lap here as well, so you need to give yourself plenty of time to get out and round. And yeah, I'd want to be on circuit, you know, learning about the track conditions as much as I can. But yeah, maybe they're going to save their best for the end of the session. As I'm currently on board with the Force India driver of Cloudy Balloons. I think he came up behind behind a car there. He was on his flying lap. I think the car in front of him didn't realise on his slowdown lap, one of the Haas drivers. And Cloudy there had to take avoiding action across the grass, and that has ruined his lap. He's currently only set at 141 also.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for him. He's going to have to probably come in and put some new boots on and do another bank of that. I would say the drivers who just come out, maybe they're only going to do the one run, I would suggest. But then you do get a bit more flexibility when it comes to tyre wear and towards the tyres to run during the race. Yeah,
that's got to be their plan. I guess they thought about it beforehand. We of course don't also know what the conditions are going to be for the race. They will have seen a forecast, which we're not privy to here in the commentary box. So yeah, maybe they know more than we do. But yeah, Cloudy Balloons will be frustrated there to have to you know, go back into the pits with 5 minutes remaining and no real competitive lap time on the board.
I didn't see it flash up or anything, but Lawrence, he seems to have retired for reasons unknown. I think he's out of fuel, maybe. I know, I'm looking. Yeah, not sure what's happened to him really, but he seems to be retired.
Yeah, I'm not sure quite what happened there, but yeah, as you mentioned, he's retired. He has set a lap time, but he's retired. So I'm currently on board with Matt FNG now, who's coming out, as we mentioned, later in the session, and he's just gone on to his first hot lap, and we join him on board in sector 1. So let's see how he gets on in the Mercedes.
Yeah, that looks very neat and tidy as he comes down the. I've got the. Oh yeah, and he comes across the old start-finish grid. So this is the most crucial part of the most crucial sector, I would say. Yeah. Looks very neat and tidy so far.
This is the crucial corner, as you mentioned. You go down that straight, just planning when to turn in. It's so easy to get a fraction too early or too late and have the lap ruined. It looks clean and tidy, as you mentioned so far, as he goes now into the Manx and Beckett's high-speed section. Keeps it between the white lines there.
Yeah, could have taken a bit more curb maybe, but you run the risk of losing it on the grass. But yeah, it looks very a decent time so far.
Yeah, it does, as he runs really wide out there as well. Breaking down now into the final chicane. So at least he'll get a lap on the board. I guess he's going to need fuel to perhaps go again. With only 3 minutes remaining, he'll probably go for another lap. And yeah, that puts him on the board in third actually with a 27.7. So pretty good lap from him now, and he's actually backed off by the look of it.
Yeah. I think most drivers these days only do the one lap, but to save tyre wear. Personally, I like to do one or 2 laps, but each their own. So yeah, he's done a decent job so far.
Yeah, he has. So when I run on board with Cloudy Balloons, then currently in 15th with his lap destroyed there by the Haas driver by the look of it, or a bit of miscommunication between the two. But he does now come into the final chicane himself, trying to get that good exit as we mentioned, and he goes on to a lap now. I think he's. You know, I think he'll have reasonable pace here if he can get a good lap on the board. He's got to put what happened behind him now, and see what he can deliver. Yeah,
so yeah, he wanted to obviously be higher up the grid than 15th place. Obviously, he had a bad time in his 141, but yeah, anywhere in the top 10 is a reasonable place. But obviously, you want to get as far up the grid as possible.
Yeah, and with you know, 15 drivers as well, you know, points are an absolute definite possibility. So yeah, higher up the grid you can get, the better. But I think all the drivers here today will think that points, you know, are on the table if they can have a clean race.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, during the race, there's going to be some collisions, you think, and you want to take advantage of that. But still in the qualifying, and he's coming against some traffic.
Oh,
he gets
we have
away,
again.
Yeah, might put him off slightly, but it should be still a reasonable time. I don't think they played too much of a part there. They seem to get away pretty quick.
Yeah, I think they did a decent job of bailing out the way there. That's exactly where he met the previous car as well, in his previous run, so I bet his heart was sinking a bit there when he saw those cars ahead of him, but they did get out the way. And yeah, let's see what he can do then. Where will this place him on the grid? It looks like it's been again a pretty tidy lap, and he's about to cross the line now. And yeah, that puts him 6th, so yeah, good comeback there from him.
Yeah, so a minute left in the session, and that early time by Ali Diaz is still up there as Matt retires. That is still the time to beat, as everyone now is out on track with the exception of Lawrence, who's retired, and Yamin, who's in the pit lane. It looks like he's done for the day as well.
It does indeed, and yeah, I'm on board with Ali Diaz at the moment as he goes again to try and improve, as Sam retires from the session, so his closest rival has retired. But I think Sam will be delighted if he can hang on to that second spot. It looks like he's made a good step from last season, and yeah, I think he was 6th last time out, so looking good for him so far. So yeah, can Ali Diaz just crown off his session here and improve his time further?
Yeah, the problem they got with retiring this early into the session is you do get track evolution. It doesn't make a huge amount of difference, but it can make a 10th here or there. As who was on board? Sorry, Cobbler's retired from the session there. He's binned it in McLaren. Can't tell where that is. But yeah, he's out of the qualifying, so he's starting from 13th.
Okay, yeah, so Cobbler's 13th, and Ali Diaz did improve his time by 10th there, so he goes through the 27.4. So yeah, he's looking like he's done the job if none of the drivers around him improve. We're on board with the Boogster now. Let's see what he can do currently in 4th position. Just going to cross the line now, and he does pull it in P2. So front row provision at the moment for him, and a good improvement with a 27.6.
LMC Wimmer goes P2 on 27.623.
Both there at the front.
So I'm on board Nick Geo7 in it, currently in P11th, but I think he's going to be the next one to cross the line.
Okay, we'll go on board with him and see what he can do. Interesting at the moment that the top 3 are the podium finishers from Austria last week out, so proving it wasn't a fluke on pace. And Nick doesn't improve by the look of it. And I think
that is it. Yeah. So yeah, just a shade under 2 tenths between Ali Diaz and LMC Wimmer. So yeah, it should be an interesting race.
Yeah, definitely. It looks pretty close throughout the field. If you just look at the gap there between Oles in 6th and then down to Lemaine in 12th, they're just separated by 0.3 of a second, and the same again, 2nd to 5th, just a 1/10 of a second. So the lap times there are super close.
Yeah, obviously Nick, Lemaine, and a couple of Lawrence and Gazman, they're a bit disappointed with their overall position, but they do get a choice of 3 tyres, so that gives them slight advantage.
Yeah, and I think tyre wear can be a little bit tricky at Silverstone. It's quite front limited circuit, and I think having that 11th place start on fresh tyres isn't a bad situation to be in.
No.
Cloudy balloons as well there in 10th. I wonder if he'll be slightly frustrated about his first run there being having to abandon it. But yeah, he did recover in the end to get into the top 10.
Yeah, he might be a bit annoyed about that, but the important thing is now is to just focus on the race and put that behind you.
Yeah, that's all you can do. That's the mark of a good driver, if you can put your troubles behind you and not let it linger into the race. The qualifying is only a small part of the job, and yeah, long race ahead, plenty to happen, I'm sure. So JP, do you want to read through the results?
Yeah, so Ali Diaz in 1st place, LMC Wimmer, I hope I pronounced that right, in 2nd place, the Boogster in 3rd place, and Sam Stern, Matt FNG, Ollie's 56, Ollie M2000, Kev 1990, and
Bothy Dweller.
Bothy Dweller, sorry. Kyle Balloons rounds up the top 10, Nick Geo7, Ramon MLB, Coppers 1990, and sorry, I missed the last two.
Yeah, that's it.
Trying to pronounce the names.
Yeah, you got there. You managed. You did a good job there, being thrown that by me at the last moment there. So yeah, it's blue skies as well. So the drivers will be pleased to see a nice, dry start to the race at least. I always felt a bit more confident myself when he took to the circuit and the conditions were like this. You were more confident the grip was there.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, the drivers will be pleased, as you say. A little bit disappointed from a commentary point of view, but I'm sure it's going to be a good race nonetheless. Yeah,
looking at how close those times were in qualifying, I think we should be set for a good race. Let's hope the drivers can keep it clean through the first couple of corners. They seem to tuck drivers together on regular occasions at the start of the race. So let's hope they can get through there cleanly, and then, a good race should unfold.
Yeah, so
we've got formation lap first.
See, this is unique for me. I'm not used to the formation lap going on, but anyway, here we are. So yeah, I mean, it's interesting. People have got different tactics when it comes to formation lap. In my experience, people will just drive straight to the line without doing anything. People just retire on the formation lap because they think it's a waste of time. And also the weaving can cause a little bit of tyre wear, negligible though, but you do get the tyre temperature when it comes to start of the race.
Yeah, I always just used to use it as a lap just to cruise around, just sort of relax after pushing hard in qualifying, just think about what I'm going to do in the opening lap of the race if it all goes to plan, and just try and get my mind in the right sort of place for the start of when the lights go green.
Yeah.
So I'll mention at this point, if you haven't already, to like and subscribe, and also follow us on your social media platform. So we're on the Twitters and Facebook and Instagram as well. And of course, you can head over to the website f1tshub.com for all the latest happenings. Of course, we had Media Day yesterday. There was plenty going on on the website yesterday, and I'm sure there will be post-race today as well.
Yeah, it's already really gotten some people who have decided to opt out of the formation lap. That is their choice, but each their own, as I say. But it should be trying to get it on now. We've come up to the last sector now, so we'll be underway very shortly. Yeah,
absolutely. And do you think there'll be some nerves in the drivers now as they approach the line?
I think if you've had a decent result in your last race, you should be feeling very confident. But if you perform better than you thought it was going to be, then the nerves do feel it, especially if you get some quick people behind you as well. But just keep your concentration, watch your lights, and you get that finger off the X button as quick as you can.
Yeah, definitely. We're waiting for the lights any moment now. And JP, do you want to take the start?
Yeah, and it's 5 red lights, and we go. And it's a very good stop right there. It covers the left-hand side immediately. The Red Bull, the booster, tries running outside of the McLaren, and he just about gets that move. There's a Toro Rosso off in the background, but Rumor covers that. Oh no, there's a collision, and Matt FNG is spanning the Mercedes. That's a disaster for him. He's dropped all the way down to, I can't quite see him on the screen. Oh, and there's people going, there's Red Bull.
Oh no, it's chaos.
Yeah, no, it is chaos. Chaos ensued. There's a Red Bull gone spinning around in the background there. It's Kevin 1990. Matt FNG, I thought he was a Mercedes that spun, but he seems to have just kept it back on track. He's still in 4th place. That's amazing, really. I thought he was gone. And there was a Toro Rosso going wide as well, but he seems to be recovered. So, a bit messy at places, but there's still that Toro Rosso going wide. but it's been a good start for most of the drivers.
Yeah, it was good initially into turns 1 and 2 that I mentioned were, often tricky at the beginning of the race. But then I think Sam, it was in the Mercedes, just lit the rears up out of turn 3, I think it was, and just span round on his own accord. And then as we got down the straight, there was just chaos. There must have been contact on some of the drivers towards the back of the field, and yeah, there was a fair bit of carbon fibre flying from what I could see at the back of the screen there. So yeah, it was clean until the drivers got there, and then there was a bit of contact.
Yeah, so Nick J7 has gone wide in a few of the corners already, but he's right on the gearbox of Oles the 6 now. So looking to recover as Sam Sturt, who had that. Oh, sorry, he was a Mercedes at Span.
Yes, he was.
So he's made his way back in the top 10. He'd be frustrated with that, but you've got to keep your head down and I thought that Mercedes was.
He had such good qualifying as well. He must be really gutted with himself there. That it looked certainly from our view it was just driver error. He just spanned the rears up. But as you mentioned, good little battle going on with Lamine there in 9th in the Haas, and Nick and Sam, they're very close on track as the Haas driver attempts to go around outside of the Toro Rosso of Oles, I think it is. And all they're side by side there. That's good driving from them both. And now the Mercedes is going to get a tow and join the club as well. And Sam looking to make up positions to make amends for what happened earlier. And they go line astern through Magnus and Beckett. It's all about a good exit here if you want to make a move. And it looks like Nick is lining up the Haas. Would he go left? Would he go right? He jinks to the right. I mean, does defend, but he gives him space. So good driving there. And as long as the Toro Rosso driver picks the breaking point, which he does, he should get in the position. And Nick up to 8th.
Yeah, and then Mercedes looks like it was a piece of action as well. But in the Haas driver, he's trying to fight back. Yeah, Lamine, sorry. Unfortunately for Couplers and Cav, they're the Red Bull McLaren that span on the Hanger straight. They both pitted soft tyres. That's compromised their strategy quite a bit, unfortunately. Interestingly though, Lawrence in the Force India in P11, as Sam Sturt goes wide and he loses that place to Lawrence as I speak, he's on the medium tyres. So he's got an interesting strategy. Let's see how well he can go. As Sam is going to be under pressure now from Body. Sorry, I forgot his name.
Yeah, Bothy Dweller.
Bothy Dweller, sorry, yeah. And Gazman in the background.
Yeah, these drivers all trying to make up positions, battling for the last points playing position as well at the moment. Lawrence, as you mentioned, on the mediums, in 10th position there, so he could be set up for a good second half of the race. It's probably going to be a pretty sturdy tyre around here. And also mentioned to Cloudy Balloons, who we mentioned having that slightly tricky quali in 10th, but he's up to 6th, so he's made 4 positions up there at the start.
Yeah, so decent race for him so far. We're on lap 3, so DRS is in effect. But no such problems about Ali Diaz. He's 2.5 seconds in the lead already on lap 3, so he's stretching his legs a little bit there, but the rest of the field very tightly together at the minute.
Yeah, they are. It's quite a big gap there. Ali Diaz has already built at the front, 2.6 seconds. So as he did in Austria, he's looking strong and has good pace. But it's very close between 3rd and 4th by the look of it, 2nd, 3rd and 4th. So we'll go and ride on with those guys and see if the Bugster can mount a challenge on the McLaren driver, Wommer, there in 2nd at the moment.
Yeah, so talk about strategies, it's for, apart from the guys that have already pitted, it should be a one-stop round here. Soft tyres. Lawrence could go very long into the race, then put a set of supersofts right at the very end. See how well he does on that strategy. But the top 8 so far seems to be doing exactly the same in terms of strategies as the Toro Rosso and Mercedes in front of them. Both go very wide.
Yeah, they do, and it looks like Lawrence and Lamine have picked up a position there. I think was it Oles is the loser there. He's down to 11th. I wonder if he's had a bit of an incident. So yeah, do you think it could work out good for Lawrence there in 9th on the medium?
Yeah, he's got a 2-second cushion as well from Mercedes of Sam Stowe, who's trying to recover, but he's actually no, he's okay. So I'm missing now. But yeah, he's doing very well so far. Lawrence in the forcing gear there, holding his own.
Yeah, I think he's doing all right on that slower tyre with the super soft runners around him. Before long, that tyre will degrade, and the race should come to him from there.
Yeah, so second, third, fourth, fifth, very close together on the track in a minute. And as Ollie N2000 runs up to the top 5. Problem is, when you drive so close together, you're all going to be each other's dirty air. Yellow flag and Cobblers has the tyre from the race.
Oh dear.
He's been in the hanger straight. He's had a massive incident there. So
a wheel down. Well. Yeah, wheel down there on the McLaren. So there's always that very small chance of a safety car, but he is off the circuit, so I don't think we'll see it out for that one. As there's a change for position there at the front.
And both McLarens have gone out on the same lap.
Oh no!
It's a virtual safety car. Disaster for McLaren. It's just too real life, really. But
wow.
Yeah, as I was saying, well, this is going to spice things up a little bit. Being so close together, you're going to be in each other's derriere, and the DRS is not going to have that much effect because everyone's going to have the DRS with each other as the safety car is gone. Now, one thing I should mention, as people are left the lobby, there could be a slipstream glitch here, which is going to be disappointing for a lot of people. But hopefully it shouldn't ruin it too much, as Cardi Balloon picked up a 5-second stop go for speeding in the pit lane, so
yeah, he does. There. No, that's a shame for him. So we'll go back on board with Ollie now in fourth. He's literally right on the gearbox there of Matt as they head out onto the straight. But yeah, I don't know what happened to Womer there in the McLaren. It looks like he just lost it, I presume, on his own there. He was on the right hand side. I think perhaps it was on the exit of Stowe. It's difficult to tell. Of Cop, sorry, on the right hand side, but it was difficult to tell. But yeah, it's a real shame for him. He's set up looking good there in the podium positions, but all gone wrong from the McLarens on one lap, as you mentioned.
Yeah, very disappointing. Bit surprised how Claudio, as the Toro Rosso goes wide again, and the Claudio Balloons pitted so early. I think he pitted to take advantage of the virtual safety car, but he's going to compromise his strategy, I think, a little bit. He could be possibly on a 2-stop strategy. Yeah,
I think he possibly will be from here. Like you mentioned, he probably wanted to capitalise on the. Yeah, he does. He's on the super soft again, isn't he?
Yeah.
He wanted to capitalise on the VSC, but it was out for such a short period of time, and with the long pit lane here, I don't think that will have worked out too well for him, but we shall see. As Ollie has a look there into the final chicane, locks up the front left, but thinks better of it, and he gets a neat exit as well. He looks quicker than the Mercedes at the moment, but can't find a way through.
Yes, it is going to be tricky for him, but yeah, just keep at it, try and be a bit patient. Try and get your braking just right, and hopefully you can get that move done. As Lawrence is moved to 5th place now. Under pressure a little bit from the mean in 6th place, but he's doing very well there. He could be a dark horse in this race.
Yeah, he just seems to be, every time we look away from him, he's moving up the field there somehow, and finds himself in 5th now, so he's going great guns at the moment.
Yeah, as Nick pits, again it's an early pit stop, but see what he can do from there. He's gone to the soft tyres. But yeah, very impressive Lawrence's race so far. Let's see how far he can go into the race. As Ali Diaz, he initially had about a 2.5 second lead from the start of the race, but it's only increasing on slightly, about 3 seconds now.
Yeah, whether he's just managing the gap or whether the Brooksters find a bit more pace, who knows. But Ollie has now moved himself up into 3rd. He got the job done there on the exit of Magnussen Beckett and through past the Mercedes driver. So now we can see how his pace fares compared with the front 2 drivers at the moment, Ali Diaz and the Brookster.
Yeah, so hopefully he can close in on the top two and make it a bit more of an exciting race for us.
Sam enters the pit lane.
As old 56, yeah, well spotted. So yeah, shows round about the sort of sign for the two tyres and the pit stop. So they should go on the soft tyres, I reckon. Yeah, Sam has done that, and
yeah, Sam's got the mediums on.
Oh no, they've both got two mediums.
Yeah,
mediums. I'm surprised about that, but there you go. Yeah, maybe they're just not confident on how they can on the tyre wear, but they should still do okay. Medium tyre is not that bad, to be honest, around here. But you are going to be slow at some point compared to the rest of the field.
Yeah, I think the medium, yeah, like you say, it's just consistent. It doesn't really have great rod lap pace, but you can just lean on the tyre for the entire rest of the race without having to worry about tyre wear, I guess.
No. So lap 8, top two, 5 seconds apart now. So Ali Diaz, as I just said, he increases these slightly. Is increased it by 2 seconds in space of a lap. So yeah, he's really getting hammered down now as Matt FNG enters the pit lane. Okay, so we'll see what tyres he decides to put on, see if he does what the others have done and puts the medium, or whether he does something a little bit different. Yeah, I don't know if the Brookster made a bit of an error there, but yeah, mediums as well. Mediums, yeah. So yeah, we'll see where he rejoins. Lamine's still going in 5th on his super softs. He's still tailing Lawrence, but he's not able to get by. I guess the super softs now have seen better days, and so we'll expect him in as well, I guess, in the next few laps. Yes. Kyle Balloon's fastest lap of the race there, so he's making use of those super soft tyres on his 2-stop strategy. If he can stay out of the way of traffic, he should do okay on that. But it's when you're going to have to try and pass people on track, that's when it's going to compromise you a little bit. But yeah, see how well he does. But yeah, it seems that now that Ollie has got some free air, he stretches his legs a bit as well now. So this could be your top 3 as we look. But it's still early days in this race, and anything can happen. Yeah, it can. I think Ollie is making inroads into the Boogster a bit as well, since he's got that clear air. So he's got good pace. I'm now on board with Matt FNG as he's on those mediums, currently behind Nick, and looking quick at the moment. So we'll see whether the Mercedes driver can get through and make the most of those with those fresh tyres. Yeah, so when he pitted, he was behind the Toro Rosso, he's come out of the pits, he's still behind the Toro Rosso, so he's going to be sick of the sight of the Toro Rosso gearbox. As Ali Diaz on the Boogster pitted, and there's loads of people pitting, there's 4 people in the pit lane now. Okay. I'm quite surprised that the Boogster's gone aggressive, he's on the soft tyres, so yeah. But yeah, the rest of them, they just seem to be a bit more conservative than I expected. Yeah, I think sorry, the Boogster you mentioned on the softs, I think that was the way to go. I think he had to. He looked like he probably didn't have the ultimate pace of Ali Diaz, so running the softs was the only way you could perhaps bring the strategy into play, and I think that's the right call. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's no point doing the same as the person in front of you if you're not going to catch him. So you might as well just try something different, like you say. And with all those pit stops, that brings Lawrence into 2nd place. And when Ollie M2000 eventually makes his pit stop, he's going to take the lead of this race. That's a great effort from him. Yeah, absolutely. And I presume he'll then fit the super soft towards the end. And he'll obviously drop down a little bit, but then he'll be very, very quick compared with all the other drivers on all mediums around him. So it could be a good end to the race for him as well. Yeah, so in his position, although he's as unlikely as it is, but in his position, he'll be praying for a safety car of some sort, and then he can take advantage of that, and then put the tyres on. Yeah, as definitely. Does pit now on lap 11. Okay, he's decided to come in, so we'll see where he returns to the track, what position he returns in.
And yeah, as you mentioned, Lawrence does take the lead of the race at this stage. A safety car right now, as you said, would be absolutely ideal for him. He could actually win the race if that was to happen. But as it is, yeah, he does lead on lap 11. And Ollie looks like he's going to be joined in, is it perhaps 6th, 7th position? Yeah, in 7th behind Nick. Oh, and 8th, Matt got him as well. So he's got a bit of work to do now, but he's also on the soft tyres. So yeah, he can hopefully make progress from here.
Yeah, Matt FNG, his problems are getting worse. He's in a tyre water sandwich, so yeah, he's going to be frustrated about that. But hopefully he can get past Nick G07, and start to stretch his legs a bit. But with that pit stop, I believe the booster has closed in ever so slightly, but he's got a cloud of balloon between him and Ali Diaz.
Yeah.
Strategy.
Yeah, he has. That could get a bit tricky for him if Cloudy Balloons comes into play. He needs every tenth of a second he can get at the moment while he's on those fresh, soft tyres. So yeah, I'll be hoping that Cloudy Balloons gets out of his way before he reaches him. 1.2 seconds behind at the moment and closing fast. Yeah,
so the battle on track is 6th, 7th, 8th. As I said, Matt in a tyre water sandwich at the minute on the medium tyres, and he's got Nick in front of him on the just pitted for the super softs. No, he hasn't, sorry, that's Ollie, wasn't it? Sorry.
Yeah.
But so he's on the quicker tyre, but Matt is still putting a lot of pressure on them.
Yeah, he is. I think he's got to be pretty happy just to run with these cars at the moment. He knows he's on the medium tyre, which will come to him at the end. So if he can match that pace at the moment, he'll be looking good as the race progresses. And we're now going to go on board with the Boogster because, as you mentioned, he has virtually caught Cloudy Balloons now. He's on those getting worn super softs. So yeah, can the Boogster dispatch him quickly? His chances of the race win could well depend on it.
Yes, definitely. So they've already gone past the first DRS straight, so then a hanger straight could be his next opportunity. But you need to be right on the gearbox of the car in front of you to make advantage of that.
Yeah, you do indeed. And we'll see how he does, if he can keep with him through those high-speed corners where you lose your downforce being close behind the car in front. So through Magnus and Beckett's, can he keep it clean and tidy? Looks like he does. Let's see whether he can get a good exit and be quick enough down the straight. Get him in the braking zone. He'll have DRS, which he opens now. He's closing on the four-cylinder driver who stays in the middle of the circuit. So the Boogster, will he go to the right-hand side? He does attempt it, but he wasn't quite close enough. And yeah, frustrated, he has to sit behind and find another opportunity.
Yeah, you could make a move down here, but it was never nearly close enough to make that. So he's going to spend another lap behind him at least. But kind of Balloons isn't moving over. No, he's just covering the other side of the track. Even a little bit Kind of Balloons, but he's just making the one move very far. But he went slightly wide there, but he's okay. Oh, it's a great opportunity. Oh,
I think.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I think the Boogster might let him back through. Yes, he does.
He does indeed. Well played there by the Boogster, because it was, he just went for a little bit of a late lunger, stuck his nose on the inside. Cloudy Balloons came across the front and just made very slight contact. So he did the right thing there. Just just back off a little bit, let Cloudy go, and make the move again.
Yeah, it was an unfortunate incident. Cloudy did leave the door open for the Boogster, and the Boogster did try and go through it, but just missed his braking point slightly.
Yeah, he did. He's obviously much quicker than Cloudy, but he's defending for all he's worth at the moment. So through Magnus and Beckett's again, keep it clean and tidy, and it's all about this exit. He should have more traction as well, and he's well in DRS. Get that slipstream. Cloudy goes defensive to the inside. He's left just a car's width now. He closes that off, so the Boogster has no choice but to go to the outside and try and get a switch back. But I don't think that's on really at the moment, and Cloudy goes defensive again into the chicane. Will the Boogster trying around the outside? He does attempt it. He's got so much more grip under braking, and I think that's job done, and nice move.
Yeah, while he was going for all of that, good news for Matt FNG. He's got past that first Toro Rosso, and but he's got the second Toro Rosso. I don't know what you want to call it, but he was in. It was behind his team. It was behind Matt FNG. and now he's actually behind him again. So I think there might have been team orders there between the Toro Rosso drivers, so good play from them. But yeah, Ollie M's down right on Matt's gearbox at the minute.
Yeah, Ollie looks quick. I think he was setting pretty much fastest laps on his worn tyres just before he pitted. So he obviously had great pace. And yeah, all looking to utilise it, but it's slight contact there with the Mercedes. I don't think any damage was done. But again, went for a little bit of a lunge up the inside there, which didn't quite work out for him. And now he has his teammate Nick all over the back of him. So yeah, is there team orders or is Nick free to repass? It looks like he will if he gets the opportunity. And oh, they both run really wide there. But yeah, no time gain from either driver. And yeah, this has just allowed Mats in the Mercedes there just to eke away out a little bit and get a bit of breathing space.
Yeah, one driver we've not talked about as the Toro Rosso tries to make Nick tries to make a pass on his teammate.
Yeah, he thought about it, didn't he?
Doesn't get it done then. But one driver we have not talked about once in this whole race is Gazman. Oh, sorry, I'll come back to that in a minute.
Yeah,
so much action going on, and it's hard to keep an eye on it.
There's definitely no team orders in play there as Nick tries his best to go around the outside, but it just was not going to happen. And he's now right on the gearbox into turn one. He'll lose a bit of grip there through turn one with the lack of downforce. And yeah, he just needs to keep it clean and tidy here, I think. And yeah, they need to work together, Toro Rosso boys, because they're letting that Mercedes get away. And I think definitely Ollie at least had the pace to close onto him before they were battling.
Yeah, so I will try to show this again. Yeah, Gazman 96, we've not mentioned the whole time during this race. Started last on the grid, I believe, and he's in second place. He gets to make a pit stop, of course, but he's doing brilliant in the air. So you just see what he can do in this race. As Cloud of Balloon does maybe his second pit stop, but he finds himself in last on the grid.
Yeah, that's not good for him. As you mentioned, Gaza, good drives, obviously kept out of trouble and just driven to his pace. So yeah, him and Lawrence still yet to stop as we are on lap 15 at the moment.
Yeah, so over halfway distance. So that's an aggressive strategy from Gazman 96. But yeah, I like it. Yeah, Ollie M2000, these Toro Rosso drivers are just using every inch of the track and a lot more, to be honest. But Ollie M2000 seems to have pulled away from his teammates slightly, and he wants to get back after Matt in 5th place.
Yeah, he does indeed. So yeah, Lawrence and Gaza there 1-2 at the moment, up 13 positions from their grid slots. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see obviously where they come out after the pit stops. Gaza on the soft, of course, and Lawrence on the medium. So Gaza going aggressive on the strategy, as you mentioned. So yeah, let's hope it works out well for him.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's the potential for a podium with that kind of strategies, but then the pace of Ali Diaz and the Bookster is so great, but it's not going to make it work, I don't think. But they should still score some good points in this race.
Yeah, they should. And the Bookster didn't make that soft tyre work, did he, early on? He's 6.6 seconds behind Ali Diaz, so he just has not got the speed to make that work, unfortunately for him. As Gaza, Ali Diaz does actually make a move now on Gaza as we talk about those drivers, and obviously on much fresher tyres than Gaza. Gaza doesn't defend that too hard, and I think he did the right thing there, just race his own race. He's not actually fighting Ali Diaz directly for a finishing position here, so he's let him go, try and slipstream him as much as he can, and perhaps he'll even gain a bit of time back from doing that.
Yeah, that's a great call, that is, yeah. It's different strategies, it's not really a fight at the minute. It could come to you later in the race, I don't think it will do. But just like you said, concentrate on your own race, as Nick Geo 7 hits in Toro Rosso, so he's going to do a soft strategy. I wonder what he's going to go on next. Should be a set of soft tyres. Yeah,
we're on board with him
now.
He's got a penalty, it does look like it. He must have a 5-second penalty, and now the team can go to work.
Yeah, so he should be able to get those to the end of the race quite easily. Interesting to see when Lawrence is going to pit. I mean, 8 and 9 laps to go. I'll do it now. You should get those. With the fuel going down all the time, they should work quite well. So he's going to be able to pit sometime soon.
Yeah, definitely. Same for Gaza as well. Those softs have got to be pretty much destroyed by now, I'd imagine.
Yes, very much so. But he's done well to get him as far as he has done.
Yeah,
definitely.
definitely.
19 pits as well from last in the grid.
Yeah, Kev as well has had a quiet race. He had some good drives last season, but it hasn't been a great start to his campaign this time out. He got 10th last time with a couple of DNFs at the end of the race, helping him to get into the top 10. But this race also not gone well for him.
Just as I said that, Lawrence and Gazman are both coming to the pits, and yeah, Supersoft tyres goes on where he will come out. He should come out 7th place maybe, as Gazman pits as well.
Yeah,
so he'll be lower down the grid, but he's just make up some places by passing people. So Lawrence comes out in P7 at the minute.
Oh, P8, he got pipped there by Sam, who's on his recovery from that spin he had on the opening lap, or turn 2 I think it was. So yeah, Lawrence tucks in behind Sam, but he of course have much more pace now on the fresh Supersofts.
Yeah, so I think really he could get 4th place from here potentially. Depends on how much, how quickly he can get past the people in front of him. He's got 3 cars within view of the cockpit, so he's going to be licking his lips trying to get past these guys. Yeah,
I think this is what we all race for, isn't it? You've got fresh tyres on, you've got cars in front of you, there, the carrots ahead of you, and you can just absolutely push to the end now and make overtakes, which is why we all race at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think most tracks, most people will agree that the one-stop strategy is a good strategy, but there's nothing more than going aggressive on a 2-stop strategy and battling your forgotten the word I'm looking for, but battling the rest of the drivers on the grid.
Yeah, that's it.
Have some fun.
Yeah, battling your rivals, and Sam was saved there slightly by having DRS as well from Oles, I think it is, who ahead of him. Yeah, it is in 6th. So Lawrence not able to make a move there because of the DRS working for all cars. So he's had to follow Sam around and for that half a lap or a lap. But now right on the gearbox as they go into turn 1.
Yeah, so he's the man to watch in the minute. Is Lawrence probably isn't going to get a podium. I think it's too much of a stretch for him, but he's going to have a lot of fun anyway. And he's right on that gearbox of the Mercedes there.
He is indeed.
Sam's frustrated that he's found himself in this place. Had a decent qualifying session, but through first lap incident, he found himself in 7th place under pressure from the force engine driver.
Yeah, he does. It's just about damage limitation from him from here on in, and it looks like force engine driver is going to get the job done here. Just more grip, so much more turning on that Force India on those fresh tyres, and yeah, Lawrence up into 7th, so now be chasing down Oles.
Yeah, he needs to nail this Maggots and Beckett, so it doesn't give Sam another opportunity to come back at him. But he's got Oles right in front of him, as you say, and he will have DRS, so you could even get him down, maybe not a bit too far back. But yeah, he'd be eyeing up 5th place now. Oh, and Oles gone slightly wide there, and Lawrence is going to look on the outside, and that's that cuts him off. It cuts Oles off there, but it was all fair in my book. And so yeah, Lawrence found himself in 6th place, 2 seconds behind Lamine.
Yeah, he made easy work of that one, didn't he? And as you mentioned, now Lamine next car ahead of him. Gaza as well, the other driver who pitted late for those Supersofts, is in 9th currently, but he's got 8-second gap to the car ahead of him, so I think that might be a bit of a stretch for Gaza, but still 9th position will still be places gained from where he qualified.
Yeah, definitely. If you start from last on the grid, any sort of points finish is a bonus. So yeah, it was an aggressive strategy. Probably took his tyres a bit. His tyres are a bit worn towards the end, but he's got some fresh boots on now, and even if he doesn't make up any positions, he's going to have a lot of fun driving around the circuit.
Yeah, he absolutely is. So on lap 20 of the race then, with all the pit stops done by the looks of it, we'll quickly run through the top 10. So we've got Ali Diaz there in the Williams in the lead at the moment, 6.4 seconds, followed by the Boogster, followed by Matt FNG in the Mercedes, and Ollie in 4th, Lamine in 5th, being chased down by Lawrence, so of course, Ols in 7th, Sam in 8th, Gaza in 9th, and Botti Dweller currently rounds out the top 10.
Yeah, we should say it's been an unfortunate race for Cloud of Balloons. He's tried some different strategy. It hasn't paid up for him today, but you know, he's just got to focus on the rest of the race, get the car across the line, and then look forward to next week. Nick just having had a lot of fun battling Matt FNG at some point, and with his teammate. But I think he's spent his tyres battling that, and he's going to come home in 12th place. And Kev, I'm not sure what's happened to him really. He's had some unfortunate. I think he was the Red Bull. No, he wasn't.
Yeah,
His teammate.
there was. It might be involved in that chaos on that one.
Yeah. So unfortunate for those guys, but just get, like I said, get your head down, grab the car, look across the line as Lawrence. As I said, that goes around the outside of the lane, goes slightly wide. Lucky to not get to the gearbox there, but great battling. Oh, and the mean goes an incident there. I don't know what happened there really. Lawrence has made it easy work of that, and he's in 5th place now.
Yeah,
so,
I don't know if Limmy made an error there or just almost let him through, but easy work.
So 4.5 seconds behind Ollie M2000 with 5 laps to go. Who knows, achievable, but he's going to have to be quick. Get that 4th place.
I think that might be a bit of an ask, or keep an eye on the gap, 4.2 seconds at the moment. But Ollie has looked quick in this race, so I think it'll be pretty tricky to catch him in the last remaining laps.
Yeah, so I think the top 4 is more or less as it is, unless they, if they can keep on track, that is. So I think it's 6, 7, 8, quite close together on track at the minute. So, you said Gazman, 8 seconds behind. Oh, so he's actually half that gap now almost. So. You never know, he might pick up a position or two. You can just see him in the background there as I'm watching Sam Stir, 007. So you never know what he might be able to do. Yeah,
but, definitely. It looks like Ols as well up behind Sam, so his pace is limited a bit by the Mercedes. So Gazza might have a chance if those super softs hold on until the end, and perhaps Ols struggles a little bit.
Yeah. No, they should do. But yeah, I think the up front is pretty much done now. It's the midfield battle we need to be watching because it's been an exciting midfield battle whenever you've been watching it tonight.
Yeah, there's been lots going on in the midfield, but you do have to commend Ali Diaz. I know we don't want to commentate or curse him, but at the moment it's been an absolutely fantastic drive once again for him. And if he can bring this hill and home, he will. It's a great start to his championship challenge if he can pick up 2 wins on the bounce.
Yeah, he's certainly laying down a marker to the rest of the field. They made a mistake putting him in the Pinnacle grid, and he should have been in the top 1.
Yeah, you never know.
Now. Doesn't matter now. He's here to win a championship, and he's like I said, he's laying down a marker for everyone else. Come and catch me.
Definitely, and you can have all the pace in the world, but you've still got to get the job done. You've still got to drive the 26 laps and keep it error-free and what have you, and judge with whatever might come your way. So it's not all about pace. He seems to, he's got the full package at the moment.
Yeah, I don't know. Was it raining in Austria last week?
No, we had pretty good. It was pretty dry weather. We did have some rain, but it didn't have too much of an effect on the outcome.
That's right.
But yeah.
I was just going to mention that it's all, like I say, he's doing it in the dry. Wait till it starts raining, pouring down in places like Brazil and Spa and Japan and places like that. And you can. That's when you need to. That's when that sorts of men from boys, but doing laps in the rain. But anyway, it doesn't matter because he's doing what he needs to do, and yeah, he's going to come around to win this race comfortably by the looks of it, barring any mistakes.
It does look that way, but the Bugster also hopefully looking like bringing it over in P2, so another good drive from him. Of course, he finished P2 last week as well, so you know, he's doing all he can at the moment. He's just been beaten by that one driver, and yeah, it's keeping him off the top step at the moment.
Yeah, I think he'll be disappointed that the gap that is between himself and Diaz, he'll play a little bit closer, but you know, it could be Silverstone might not be his circuit. He might, other tracks on the calendar might come to him. He might be quicker than Diaz in some other tracks. So I'd say disappointed, but it's only second race in the season, so yeah, anything can happen. Yeah,
definitely, and Oles is putting a fair bit of pressure on Sam now in his last few laps. He looks like he's perhaps got the pace slightly over the Mercedes, but can he find a way by? He's been training for several laps now, and Sam's, you know, he's just doing enough at the moment to stop Oles from really having an opportunity, but yeah, he's closer than ever.
Yes, right up his gearbox now, but yeah, so he's I feel sorry for Sam today. No, sorry, I keep getting Mercedes drivers mixed up. Yeah, the Mercedes buns up in a Haas Sam's now. So yeah, it's difficult to be in such a battle between three cars, because you want to think about attacking and getting past the car in front of you, but you've got to be wary of what the car's doing behind you as well. It's a bit of a catch-22 situation.
Yeah, it is. It's always tricky being in the middle there. So yeah, these three drivers, with only 2 laps to go now, and yeah, these positions are up for grabs. All the points help, so they will all be determined to go for the move if they possibly can, all on the same tyre, of course, so it's just down to the drivers and how they've managed the stint. Obviously how much fuel they've got left and what have you can be crucial as well when you come to the final few laps. Those that can just use that rich bit of fuel, it can make all the difference for making an overtake or defending.
Yeah, it's. I think we've all done it. I've done it a couple of times. You get to the last couple of laps of the race, you see people in front of you, you think, yeah, you can have him, and you try and do an overtaking manoeuvre, and you get it completely wrong. And not only do you take yourself out, but you take the driver in front of you out as well, and you lose what could have been a P4 or P5 or something like that. It turns out to be P1. So. They've got to keep their heads together and just think of the long game rather than trying to do any ambitious manoeuvres.
Yeah, they've done so many laps this race. You don't want to throw it all away now, that's for sure. But Sam, yeah, looking aggressive and going for the inside line, but it wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, he's going aggressive. Try and go around the outside. Oh, and he's lost the place to Oles as well. And I'm not sure they will bang a lot of rubbish camera angle, unfortunately.
Yeah, I've gone on board with Sam there, and yeah, he loses the position, down to 8.
Yeah, not really sure what happened. It seemed that the Mercedes driver ghosted for a second. I'm not sure why that was, but it looked like Sam was trying to make a move around the outside of Lamine, and got it slightly wrong, and that gave Oles an opportunity to come inside him and steal that 8th place off him, 7th place off him, every opportunities.
Yeah, definitely. We mentioned being in the middle of the sandwich is the worst position to be in, and so it proved. In trying to go from the position, it's compromised his speed, and he got overtaken and actually dropped one.
Yeah, so we're on the last lap of this race.
We are. We'll have to switch to the leader in a moment.
Yeah.
Oh, Sam loses the car there. He lost the rear, and he's lost his wheel. A few on the. Oh, that's just heartbreak for him. Right at the end of the race, as Ali Diaz though does cross the line and take the victory here at Silverstone, and the Bugster is going to bring it home in second. And Matt FNG is going to round out the podium positions.
Yeah, as I said, you got to keep your head together in the last couple of laps of the race, and Sam has not done that, and it's cost them a lot of points in this race. But never mind.
He will be gutted about that.
Lawrence comes home in P5, so it pissed things up for him as the two Mercedes drivers cross the line, and that gave Gazman to 8th place. Bobby Dwella in 9th, and Cloud of Balloons, despite his poor race tonight, has come home and scored a point.
He gets his point. We mentioned if he kept that, he might get a point, and he certainly did in the end. And Sam, I got a feel for him there at the end. I wonder if it was still in his mind that he'd sort of thrown away perhaps a better result at the start of the race there, and he just thought he had to go for the move, but he just lit up the rear tyres and round the car went, and unfortunately for him, he couldn't keep it out the wall.
Yeah, he's had a disastrous of a race, to be honest, from lap 1 from the first lap to the last lap. But never mind, you've got to put it behind you and move on to next week. But what a great race tonight has been.
Yeah, absolutely. It certainly delivered. We had plenty of action, plenty of battles, and a few DNFs along the way as well. And brilliant race. So there's our winner and podium finishing drivers. And absolutely amazing drive, as we mentioned, from Ali Diaz to bring home his second victory in 2 races. And the Boogster as well, second position there. We must mention as well, I think I saw Odems in the chat mention that is 14 races in a row on the podium for the Boogster.
Yeah, well, that's sort of a Kimi Raikkonen sort of record to go for there. But yeah, he'd be proud of that one. I hope he can keep it going for the rest of the season.
Definitely.
Rounding up the grid then, Ali Diaz in first place, Brookston second, Matt Evans in third, Ollie in M2 Van fourth, Lawrence in fifth, Lamine in sixth, Oles in seventh, Gazman at eighth, Floppy Dwell in ninth, Cloud Blues in 10th, and you've got Nick G07, Kev 1990, who finished 11th at 12th as Mercedes a Sandster, and the Tim McLaren's both DNF'd, unfortunately for them. Yeah,
within half a lap of each other as well, and especially a shame for Wommer there, because he was looking like he was certainly on for a podium, if not for a battle for the victory there, so really going for him. Cloudy and Nick had 5-second penalties. The rest of the field were penalty free, and that rounds out exciting British Grand Prix, JP.
Yeah, really enjoyed that one. I mean, up front was a bit of a stroll for Ali Diaz. Didn't have much trouble during that race, but the midfield was awesome to watch, and I was really pleased I was able to join you tonight.
Yeah, thank you very much indeed for joining me, as you mentioned. And as we said earlier, you can find us on all the social media platforms and, of course, on the website. And you can switch over to the Prestige tier race right now, where qualifying is underway, I would think. And you can get another bunch of racing action from F1 Hub tonight. So thank you very much for joining me, JP, and we'll see you next time out, hopefully.
Yes, definitely. Look forward to it.
Bye, everybody.